Hello, good morning guys. Bit of a different start to today's video. I thought, why not? Let's just start it sat in the car. We've had about an hour's drive from home to my current location. So as usual, well, say as usual, I've been on the coast the last couple of weeks. I'm parked up again on the edge of the Northmore National Park. And today we're trying to chase some autumn colours as opposed to chasing the light. So I don't have to get out the car quite so early. Although it's 7:05, so we've got about 15 minutes to sunrise. So we're in the period that we call civil start, which is when I like to start walking to location if at all possible. But like I said, today it's all about getting down and capturing the autumn colour. So we're going down to a bridge, a pack horse bridge. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. And hopefully we're going to be able to find some colour in the trees and also shoot the river and the water flowing underneath the bridge. So I've got some ideas. It's a location I've been to before, so I might show you my original photograph really, and we can see if we can improve on it, because the original is a good few years old now. So hopefully we're going to come up with some improved images, and what I really want is that autumn colour, because I promised myself that I would come back. Although I must admit, sat here right now, from what I can see of the trees around me, I don't think we've got that autumn colour. Okay, so I've actually been sat here editing the video, and I've decided that I need to stop it right now and give you some information and tell you some truths. I've mentioned autumn colour in lead up to it. My plan was to get out and shoot autumn colour. Now there's a little bit of autumn colour, but not a lot. So I thought I'd better correct myself now. Before we go any further, and tell you that what you are going to see is 3 compositions of a bridge. They're virtually identical. They have small differences between them, and I'm going to show you how I come up with those 3 compositions in the field. There's 2 colour and 1 black and white, sort of like bonus one at the end almost. It's actually my favourite, so stay to the end and see the black and white one. The other reason I wanted to speak to you was I've also got an update on some news. Now, hang on a minute, let me just get something. So, yes, do you remember when I did this book for the landscape? Okay, so I'll put a link up to that video on this screen. But basically, I've decided to offer it as a free digital copy to my newsletter subscribers. The reason for that is the digital copy would be absolutely ridiculously expensive. And when I asked you guys the question about having a digital copy, you all felt that really you would prefer a hands-on book, something that you could pick up. Well, the cost of that is prohibitive. So I thought, well, rather than charge my subscribers for it, I would give it away free to my subscribers. But this is a key point to it. I don't want to put the link to the book on my videos so everybody can basically have a copy of it. I want to work it and work with my community on it, which you guys are part of. But so to get this, I need you to go over and subscribe to my newsletter on my website. And if you do that, as soon as this comes out, I will be able to send you the free copy. I can't send you the free copy unless you subscribe, because I need your email address. You need to give me permission to send you these things. Okay, so that's the only reason for it. No more to say on that, other than I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Stick around for the bonus one. Give the video a like, because it really helps my content. Comment below, and yeah, subscribe if you enjoy it. So let's crack on with the video. So it might be another opportunity to come back in another few weeks and shoot it again. And if I do that, then I may well show you those pictures in another sort of like chat around a cup of coffee in a few weeks or something. But for now, it's just left for me to pack up my camera gear, get everything ready. Ruby's kind of settled down now to go sleep. She's been awake all the way here, typical. And I'll see you guys in a minute down by the bridge. So here we are, Hisley Bridge. It's just actually started to rain. Never mind, we can deal with that. because we're in the woods, so we can always find a bit of shelter. Packhorse bridges. I was going to tell you a bit about Packhorse Bridge. So as you can see from the bridge behind you, it's one of the ancient bridges on Dartmoor National Park over the top of the River Bovey. Now, the bridge is called a Packhorse Bridge for a very, very simple reason. If you were walking out with your horses and you had pack horses with you, the packs were hung at a standard distance, and the sides of the bridge were made so that the packs wouldn't snag on the bridge as the horses were going over. So there you go, another piece of useless information from Brian Northmore Photography. So we've just arrived down here now. As you can see, it's the river's flowing reasonably well, so we're going to get some nice moving water pictures. I think we'll have to be a little bit careful with the shutter speed. Looking at the speed of the water and how light it is now, I might even have to increase the ISO a little bit to deal with that. But yeah, should be really good. Ruby's had a fantastic time running down. You probably saw her skipping over the bridge and coming down this way just now. And also, autumn colours, yeah, not quite as good as I would have expected. I would like to have seen a little bit more in the terms of autumn, but we've got what we've got. And we're going to make some great images anyway. And the main thing was to come down and re-photograph this bridge. I want to do it before the sun gets up too high. And if this gets too contrasty, it gets a little bit difficult to photograph. So I'm going to go to the other side of the bridge, which is where I want to take the pictures from, and see if I can find a good viewpoint, and then we'll have a look at that. So I'll see you when I'm setting up or have set up the camera. Okay, so I brought the mic over again so that, sorry, excuse me. So I brought the mic over again so that you can hear what I'm saying a bit easier. Not a very original composition, is it? But nevertheless, we are taking photographs, so I can't complain too much. What I've actually set it up for, and you can probably see it quite easily from where you are as well, is that we've got the riverbank down here on the right hand side, coming across the bridge, and then again on the left hand side. We've got a couple of trees coming in both from the right and from the left, creating this slight arc over the top of the bridge. I might change the composition again slightly in a minute to include some more of those, because I know I've cut the branches off at the top, but it's not too bad. The contrast is relatively low, which means I can get some nice effects on the water, although it's really quite dull at the moment. So my shutter speed is, I think, around 6 seconds. So it's probably a little bit too fast for the type of images that I want to do. So we've been shooting at, like I said, 6 seconds, f11, focusing just on the bridge, and we've got a few exposures in the bag. I'm going to put those pictures up for you now, but I'm going to play with the composition a little bit more and see if I can improve it, because I think there's more to be had here. I think there's something else I can do. I've been thinking about possibly turning the camera to the portrait format, and then possibly doing a pan across there and getting in closer. And from where I'm stood now, I've just noticed that this canopy of trees looks really, really good. So I might even try and do it in such a way that I can include that canopy up above me, but I'm not quite sure how that's going to go. So we'll have to work on that a little bit. So it's raining again. So I'm going to carry on with the composition for a little bit longer and see if we can come up with some different ideas. I keep thinking that I want to get a smaller, lighter tripod, because to be honest, carrying this thing about is a pain in the neck. But it's when I do things like this that I actually realise that it's perfect. It's pretty much the perfect tripod for me at the moment. It's solid, robust, cheap because I already own it, and yeah, it'll extend right up to just above my head height. And you need that. If you think you need a tripod that just goes up to your eye level, you're wrong, because there's situations like this here where you might want to get a slightly higher viewpoint, and if your tripod doesn't do it, you can't do it. And you don't have to worry about reaching the viewfinder anymore, because you can see the back of the screen on the camera and use that to assess your images. So why would you want to do this? Well, one of the reasons that you would do this is that when you are shooting wide angle, in fact when you're shooting with any focal length, as you start to tilt the camera back or forwards, because of the nature of the lens and the optics, you introduce distortion into the picture. Now in certain situations, in certain times, that's perfectly fine, and you may be quite happy with it. But it's an effect that personally I don't normally like in my landscape photography. So I'm more likely to use a longer focal length, or keep the camera back as straight as I can to my subject, so I don't get that distortion. So that's why I brought the camera back. I could have left it down where it was and then tilted everything back. But if I'd done that, we would have been in the situation where I would have started to distort the trees and the bridges, and things would start to lean in and look slightly wrong. So I've lifted the camera up as high as it'll go, tilted it back ever so slightly just to get what I want. But now I'm concentrating on I've got less water in the foreground. I've just got the white water that you can see, obviously the arch of the bridge, and a lot of that canopy of trees above it. So that's what I've been concentrating on. I haven't done that panoramic yet. I might do it in a minute. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. So I hope you don't mind. I've stuck you around that side of the camera so that I can talk to you as I'm looking at the scene myself. It really doesn't matter, because you're going to see the finished image in a minute, and you know what I'm shooting. So basically, third setup, final setup from this side of the bridge. There might be one on the other side. There's going to be some panoramic photography. Lots of people do panoramics this way. There are other ways of doing it. You can do it with your camera in the normal horizontal or landscape format, and then crop the top and bottom. If you've got a film camera, you can shoot it with a very wide format film camera, or you can do the more traditional way, which is like this, or with your phone, when you have it in vertical format and you take a series of pictures and join them all together. And that's what we're going to do here. Usual tip, put your hand in front of the lens at the beginning and the end of that sequence, which I've already done because I've already taken these images. But basically, I just wanted to tell people that to get panoramic images, you don't have to have a panoramic head and all these expensive bits and pieces that go with it. You can do it with some basic kit. Basically, you need a tripod and a camera, and you're okay. Something you need to do, some key pointers, is to make sure that the tripod's level. I've got spirit level on mine here so that I can use that. Make sure it's level, and then also make sure you've got good overlap between the images, and manual focus, manual exposure, so nothing changes whilst you're sweeping it around, and you're going to be just fine. You will be just fine. So I'm going to put these pictures up for you now. Then I'm going to go and then I'm going to go and have some coffee. I'm going to check out a few more compositions, and after coffee and breakfast, if all's well and I find some, I'm going to show you one more composition, because I've got an idea, but it might not work. We'll give it a go. I'll see you in a minute.
I hope you're enjoying the video. Maybe you would like to carry on, so try these suggestions next. I want to share more knowledge, more skills, more passion and stories about photography with you. So think about subscribing. If you do, ring the bell. It will make your subscription count. If you have time, comment. I will see you on the next video. So get out there and enjoy your photography.